Thank you so much for staying tuned to this channel, and this is our discussion segment on this morning on ITV. It's all about the controversies generated by direct primaries. Talking about 2023 elections in view. Madam Biamila has been congratulated for supporting the bill, and various youths led by the Minister for Youth and of course Sports, Sunday Dare, went to tell him congratulations for at least bring it down to the table. The National Assembly are saying this is what we are going to do, is going to be part of the Electoral Act amendment. The amended bill before the president. Now they are waiting to see if Mr. President will put pen to paper to make sure that that becomes the norm of any form of primaries in various political parties. Questions have been generated because of the action of the National Assembly. Some are saying, is this the right thing to do? Others' opinion that, look, it is not given the power to the party members. Why some of the opinion that you are infringing on the right of political parties to make their choice in choosing the candidate for various positions that will be coming out to contest. So you see, it's like, strangulating one to give the other the upper hand. But what are Nigerians really saying about this? Is it for their own betterment? Is it about selfish interest? Or is all enshrouded in the forthcoming election come 2023? All these and more, we'll take a look at on this segment. With me here in the studio, he was a chairman, one-time chairman of Umuode, a local government. Join me to welcome Honorable Napoleon Agbama. Welcome to TMI, Sunday's edition.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, viewers.
It's been a while. It's like you just took sabbatical, so to speak.
That's it. One has to rest for it.
All right. So welcome. It's good to have you on the show. All right. So very close to him, he is a vibrant youth, a political analyst. Join me to welcome Ojo Imafidon. Welcome to TMI Sunday's edition.
Good morning. My pleasure.
All right.
And good morning to my viewers out there.
Okay. And so very close to me, he is a political analyst, a politician. And people like saying that it's quite controversial. He's saying, look, we all are like saying my mind and speaking the truth. Join me to welcome Dr. Samson Seba. Welcome to TMI Sunday's edition.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Let me come to you, Honorable Napoleon Agbama. I believe I'll be following the trend. You saw what the National Assembly did, what led to the amendment of the bill, electoral bill, and they are saying that for it to work, some other things must be put in place. Vis-a-vis, direct primaries must be adopted by all political parties in Nigeria to get credible candidates that will vie for various positions in the country. What do you feel about this development?
Well, thank you very much, Wilson. Like you said, we have been listening and following the trends. For me personally, I will look at it from during Babangida era, when we have two political parties, SDP and NRC. And everything that was done at that time was direct primary by the two political parties. And I believe, if not the annulment of the June 12th, that election had been as the best election ever had. Nomination, the same. I believe that National Assembly is made up of all members, or if not all members of the most serious political parties in the country. And as such, they cannot just go there without at least having opinion of the people they are representing. If that is why they are saying direct primaries must be on board, yes, look at it from two aspects, the advantage and the disadvantage. If the advantage will outweigh the disadvantage, I think we have to applaud it. Yeah, direct primary will give room for more participation of politicians, men and women, unlike indirect primary, where people will be struggling to be part of it. Direct primary, we allowed every members, if not every members of the political parties to be involved. And like they said, it will give room to those who are really having that interest of the people. Before I go in to say, yes, I'm going to give you my nomination, I know your capability, I know your words. Unlike the other way around, where few people will go there to nominate, and it will be easily where you stock a vote buying. It is easy through indirect primary, or direct primary it will be difficult. So I applaud the National Assembly on my own personally that if that can be, it will bring more sanity to the political system.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable Napoleon, for giving us a foundation to this discussion. Ojo, you heard him. You are a vibrant youth. I believe also you have interest in politics. What do you feel about this development? Note that the president hasn't put pen to paper yet. It is before Mr. President to decide what to do.
Well, I think it's not for the National Assembly to dictate what the political parties should be doing within their own jurisdiction. So now like the National Assembly now, they want to pass direct primaries. Not that it's not good. Direct and indirect primaries, they both have their cons and their pros. You understand? But for me, will our politicians play to the rules? Fine, like my dad here said just now, like that he said in 1993, that was MQ Abiola's election. Fine, it was adjudged one of the best elections, freest election, if I'm not mistaken, as at then. But if we are to go back, if we are to come back to this present dispensation, let's just look at 2018. We all knew what happened with direct primaries in some states. Like state like Lagos, we all know what happened, where there were intimidations and all that. So for me, I just think the political parties should be left alone to do whatever they want. We have two major political parties in Nigeria. We have the APC and the PDP. It's obvious that the APC, they have their own way of conducting their elections. They have direct primaries and indirect primaries. So like the PDPs, they have been doing indirect primaries right from the onset. So I just feel it's not for the National Assembly to dictate what the political parties want. I feel this is a fight between the governors and the National Assemblies. That's what I feel.
Oh, so it's a fight between the governors and, yes, of course, the National Assembly members.
The money and the National Assembly, because the National Assembly, those senators, I feel it's very easy for them to come back to the National Assembly if there is direct primaries. The governors cannot dictate for them anymore, because it's just for people to just go to your ward secretariat, constituencies, and But the funny thing now is, you conducting direct primaries is not the issue. Do our political parties have database to know their members? So if, for example, I'm contesting for already local government today, and maybe my party, PDP or APC, there's no records of our members, I can just go to another local government and bring people as far as they are in that queue. So
okay. All right. Just hold on, Ojo, because you raised two vital points. You talked about the fight between the governors and, of course, House of Assembly, National Assembly members. Now, you talked about having a complete database of party members. I'll come back to you on that.
Thank you.
Honorable Samson Isibo, you've been listening keenly to the opinions of other panelists in this particular discussion. Many questions are beginning to come out. What do you feel about this as a party member and, of course, as a politician?
Thank you very much. I think the passage of that direct primary something is a welcome development. It's a thing we've been pitching for. It's a thing we've been fighting for. Why? Because direct primary affords the populace, so to speak, the entire party membership, from the rural setup to the state level, to participate in electing those that will represent them. Not that somebody from nowhere is being imposed on the members. a person who wants to elect that doesn't know where it comes from, doesn't know his word, not talk of his local government. Because he has the money, he can stay in the capital, or at Abuja to spread the money. And why? This direct primary is the foundation of our democracy. That is, it allows people's participation. There's a popular saying that let the people lead. The people in the rural area will be able to assess the person he intends to choose to lead them. But indirect primary is just like feeding the fat cow. What do I mean by that? We elect a delegate. Go and delegate for us, but immediately the delegates leaves that vicinity, he now turns to a big cow, making the supposed candidate. You know, they will go for the highest bidder. They will not follow what the people that elected them supposed to do. Instead, they will only wait for the highest bidder that will give them the highest money, not knowing the character, the pedigree of the candidate. All they after is the money. So, using that direct is, I think we should applaud it, is the best as at now, because of the fraudulent practices in this country, because of the corruption in this country. We need that direct in which everybody will be able to line up behind their candidate or vote for the candidate of their choice, instead of delegating their own power to a single person who will then go out and start negotiating for the person that brought the highest fee. So that is it. I think for transparency, for people's participation, direct primary is the best.
All right, I will come back to you, Honorable. Well, straight back to Honorable Napoleon Agbama. You're saying that direct primaries is the best. I know you've been in the game for a long time. You know the advantages and, of course, disadvantages. But Ojo raised the point, saying you cannot dictate for political parties. You can't dictate what kind of primaries they should make. So that is infringing on their fundamental right of deciding the way they want to elect or select the candidate to represent them. What do you have to say about that?
Thank you, Wilson. If you listen to my speech, just like I said, National Assembly made up of members of different political parties in Nigeria. I said the two major parties, PDP and APC, are out there. Before taking such decision, they cannot just come out to take a decision without at least consulting with their constituencies. And I believe they have seen that majority from their constituency briefing and whatever have agreed. And that is why they are saying they must include it. And if that is what we are talking about, therefore, that fear of whether the constitution of party A or party B is different or whatever is no longer there, because they are representative of those parties. And again, if we are even saying that let's leave it to their own constitutional directives, like Isibo rightly said, and that has it been credible? Has there been problem? Are people happy over it? And to me, the answer is no.
But sorry for interjecting. Don't forget, according to the constitution of these political parties, they can vie for direct or indirect, giving them flexibility on the method to choose.
Yes, that's what we are saying.
At the back of your mind.
That is what we are saying. That is what I'm telling you now, that the National Assembly is made up of members of those political parties.
Yes.
And their working is that they must relate with their constituency before doing it, or this type of action is being taken in the National Assembly. If they relate with their constituency, Yes, therefore, we must follow because majority has agreed that let's do it this way because of the prevailing circumstances today. And what are these circumstances? You, me, do we accept? Have it been acrimony? Have it been problem in the previous system? That's what I'm telling you, that yes, if you look at it in so many areas, there have been that problem. Like Isibo said just now, your delegation, yeah, we are going to, look, we have seen that Peter is the best. So when you get there, let it be Peter. For some persons just to go there, the higher bidder, whether Peter is the best or is, they just collect money and vote the other way around. And at the end, it is binding on every member of that party to not defend that person, to win. And if you now win, it's not ruling well, the blame is on all the party members. Therefore, if all the party members are now involved in the nomination of a candidate, and the candidate is not doing well, who are you not to blame? Nobody. So that is why me, on my own personally, I said directly primary is the best. Right. I want to correct one impression, like he said just now, that problem between National Assembly member and governors. There is no problem. Because any chief executive that is really doing what the people want, whether you call it directly primary or indirect primary, he must still be very, very influential.
All right. Now, from what you say, there is no problem between governors or National Assembly members. The past carried it that there is this fracas between them occasion because of these direct primary thing. But he's saying there is no issue. If you are an executive governor, are you performing credibly? You still have the influence to tell people to vote for you, whether direct or indirectly. What do you have to say about that?
Well, what I meant by this is a fight between the governors and the legislators.
Yes.
I'm not saying the reason that direct primaries would be passed so that I'm not saying it will affect the governors. I'm saying the legislators. I feel that's what I feel. I feel that they just don't want anything that would affect their next election. Why? Because if they are doing indirect primaries, the governors dictate the people that will go for the delegates. But if
so you're saying it's to protect themselves?
Yes. They just don't want this whole thing that is happening now. For me, I feel is because of 2020 election. That's what I feel, sir. So what I think is this: if there's indirect primary, now the governors will have to pay that because they are the money bags. You have to pay for the delegates that will go and vote for any preferred candidates they choose. Now, but if there is direct primaries, I think the legislators don't even have a problem because they themselves, they know their constituency, their senatorial district, or so they know their people. So they can always work with whoever they want to work with. And again, indirect primary, I know, like my father said just now, he said you just choose some delegates and then you give them money. For me, I feel indirect primary, there is corruption, I know, but I feel the direct primary will be worse. Because let's assume we have 5,000 delegates and you are a politician. You are giving, I don't know, like, but maybe you're giving them some money. Now, just let's assume now we are doing direct primaries, each ward. If our politicians can take money and do all those things before now, what makes you feel they won't increase, this corruption will not increase?
Okay. Money politics.
Yes, sir. The money will definitely, this is not even between delegates anymore. You are now working with your people, like the people in the ward. So let's assume you are to pay 5,000 people, 5,000 delegates or 3,000 delegates, depends on the election you're going for. Now, they just ask you to go to your ward or your state. You are paying more. And definitely, politicians will always look for loopholes to manipulate the system. For me, sir, I just feel, what I feel about this whole thing, direct or indirect, I feel the people that will still dictate whoever they want are still the people with the structures that owns the structures of political structures in the state.
All right. He's raising a valid point here. He was talking about the legislators protecting themselves because we talk about delegates, it starts from the state. That's what he said. That means giving the governors extreme powers. It's like taking the power from the governor, leveling down the playing field. He also raised the point that you will spend, but it's like conducting an election before an election, knowing fully that money politics in Nigeria, maybe, just maybe, it has come to stay. We don't know about that. Take it from that point.
Thank you. I do disagree with my younger brother on two issues he raised. One, that the direct primary will even be more expensive to the candidate or those people that are going to contest. I think what can happen at that level is that if you're a candidate, you will be able to go from house to house of your members, gather them, transport them to the venue. That is the only money you will spend. Unlike a delegate.
Are you sure about that, Honorable?
Am I not in the stakeholder?
Okay.
What is happening? I'm talking practically. You can't, you don't allow me. I mean, you want my vote. You want me to trek to a long distance to vote for you. You will go there, convince me, then provide a means of logistics to the place. That is all. Not that you carry big fat money like unlike the delegate where you pay a very substantial amount. You will even sell your property to pay them. Coming to the governor something, yes, the governors know what they are doing. One, if it is delegate, it is easier to encamp them. It is easier to manipulate them. The money is there, they sit on money. So a delegate, they can buy millions of naira. A delegate that cannot feed himself before, finding himself. I'm talking what is real on the reality of the case. Okay. Now being dangled with 1 million, 2 million, just to vote. You see? So the governor, they have the advantage. Coupled with their hundreds of special advisors, commissioners, this and that. But this one now will be eliminated. You go to your ward, go and test your popularity. If it's a commissioner, the commissioner should be able to gather the populace, the grassroots people, the farmers, the market women that are your party members. Able to talk to them. Unlike before, the people at the ward level, even at the unit level, they don't know whom they are even voting for. Once a delegate comes to them, okay, this is the person we want to, okay, the delegate will just give just a paltry sum of maybe few naira to them. That is all. The next thing is the delegate will run to the governor. We are the one. And so before you know it, all right, the governor will camp all of them. And they cannot even see anything, they cannot even object to whatever the government will say. So that is where now it is for the people, the masses. They will have the power with their votes to tell the governor or whosoever that yes, you have performed well, yes, you didn't perform well. They will vote according to their conscience. It will not be easy for one person to be able to gather the whole membership of the party will lie before you.
All right. Now that brings to mind what Ojo was trying to paint, the picture was trying to paint about money politics, because to get delegates, the delegates go out there to campaign for the members to vote for them, right? And once they get the vote, it's like, voting for your House of Rep members to represent you to go and make another vote. People are like saying that this is like double election for candidates. That a candidate will spend more if you choose to depend more on direct primaries, like what you rightly said. Some delegates will just go give out paltry sum of money to members of the party to vote for them as delegate. They now go to the governor or whoever is in charge. That they are not the delegates, tend to like reimburse them maybe more than 100% for them to cast their vote for whoever the governor chooses. It brings to mind when we talk about the fight between the legislators and, of course, governors, power tussle. Take from these 2 points of view, double election, more expenses, and neutralizing, so to speak, the powers of the governors. Honorable.
Thank you very much. Let me still take you back to era of Moshon Abiola.
Yeah.
That is under Babangida administration. For instance, I am from Ohunde, and I want to be a president. First, go to your local government. Let's see the result from your local government, primary, if your people accept you. When your people accept you, then probably we are 5 in Edo State. Then we now come to the state. The state accept you? Because my primary constituencies is that Ohunde. They know me, they know my character, they know my words. Am I capable of being a governor? Am I capable of being a chairman? Am I capable of being a president? Then when you pass that hurdle, in the state you pass, you now go to the national. But though I don't know, that is earlier that me, I was saying that the National Assembly would have even do more amendments. Like Isibo said, it's less cost than direct primary. What you just do is go out and campaign to people, your political party now. And if they accept you, you are being given that nomination. You are almost close to winning. When you know that, for instance, in Edo State here now, the strength of PDP is more than that of APC. That is the truth.
Well, then is that
for the result. Yes.
Let's leave it at that.
Okay, let's leave it.
All right.
If I now know I've been nominated by my people, and I know that, yes, the winning proper in the other election is sure. Because definitely the constituency that I come from, like those who are in my party have said I'm good, those who are not even there, they are equally there, they know that I'm good. You understand? It will reduce cost. Like I said, you may not even pay for transport because it's under world level. People will go there because on general meeting they go there.
Are you not saying that this will not be open for the highest bidder?
No, not at all. That is why I always listen. That is why I always refer you back to that Babangida era, SDP and NROC. Yeah. It was that was it was the finance system. The finance system, like he said, if you are not popular, you cannot come out. You don't venture into contesting. Even if you have the money, you don't venture into it because people will disappoint you. They will not give you that nomination because they know your character. They know what you can do and what you cannot do. So it was very easy for credible persons to come out and win an election. So that is why I'm supporting them. That yes, direct primary, because if you look at the political trend all over the country today, and I believe they have sat down, how do we diffuse these tensions? And to do that is to make sure that every member of a political parties are involved in primary. They are busy. You make them to be busy, not few selected. Everybody is not busy. The vote I have is what you have, is what they have. So therefore, if you are contesting, the respect you are giving to any other person, you are going to give it to me because you need my vote, you need my nomination. So therefore, it will make, to me, stability of every political party.
Stability of a political party.
Yes.
You heard him. He said it is cheaper, and say you may not need to buy or sell votes. That it leads to stability to all political parties. Ojo, over to you.
Let's just assume direct primary is cheaper. Let's just assume. What about the security aspect? Now, direct primary will increase thuggery, political assassinations, intimidation. We also saw what happened in Lagos State the other day, 2018. A lot of videos on social medias and all that. How people were intimidated. If you are not for this candidate A, leave this place.
It happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened.
If you know you are not for this candidate, leave this place. We all know how it all played out. I'm not saying direct primary is the reason I know it's cheaper. Yeah, because in direct primary we have two types. We have secret ballots,
Yes.
and we have option A4, which my father have been talking about since. But I feel that option A4 we tried then. Probably it was because we were coming from the military government era then. So there were some, let's say, sanity then. Not now. The other day in Anambra State, we also saw how they were buying votes with 400 naira and a kind of malt. That if let's just is it not the same process they will use in buying votes when it's direct primaries? We are already used to this money politics in Nigeria. Let's just not deceive ourselves. So you're telling me now that I should go to my ward? Definitely, canvassers will still be in every ward. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
To buy votes, if you know you are for the intimidation. That's what I'm even talking about. Because thuggery will increase. That's for sure. And these indirect primaries we've been doing for some time now. You know, democracy purifies itself. We are about since '99. We've been, at least you saw the last election we did in Edo State. To some extent, the violence was reduced to the barest minimum. I don't know if you understand. So now we're going back now to direct primaries. I think it's just we are compounding things for ourselves. For me, let the political parties dictate what they want. It's just like my landlord telling me how to feed my child. The political parties, they have their own constitution. What they should be concerned about, which I'm happy last month, the electronic transmission. Yeah. That's what they should be concerned about. Independent candidates. That's what they should be concerned about. Not how political parties choose their candidates. Even if we are able to go by that direct primaries, I know the policy boils down to the people that controls the structure of the party in the state. They are the ones that will tell their followers, hey, this is who we want. So on that day, we all know how these things play in Nigeria. On that day, if you're not for Mr. Hey, you won't even go there. They won't allow you to end where they are voting. So for me, I prefer that indirect primaries. Thank you.
Well, he gave an example of what happened in Lagos in some word. I saw that video. Even on air, it comes people are crying that, look, we're here waiting for a primaries to take place. All of a sudden, we heard that it took place in another place. Yes. You get to airport and say, look, if you're not for this person, he is from this unit, he's from this ward, please stay clear. It happened. These were the little bit of outcomes of a direct primaries. Talking about security, who will not provide security for the person that really wants to come vote for a particular candidate or aspirant in that direct primaries that might not give in to intimidation? But I say that this may even increase costs for INEC in the sense that the friends will be there also. Yes. So, Honorable.
Thank you very much. Once again, I do not agree with my brother here on Lagos aspect he has mentioned. Talking of Lagos, that's an isolated case now. You didn't talk of other states that were so peaceful. It can be taken care of. The candidates, they are not just going to, well, I mean, a particular candidate can not just go and overwhelm the security. Say anybody that you can't even know who will vote for me or who will not vote for me, because they will go there and cast their votes.
Hold on, sorry for interjecting. Because talking about primaries, is even those direct primaries like option A4 lineup, they'll see you.
Yes.
Count.
Yes.
Because it is not hidden. People are saying that that may give rise to insecurity of the party members coming to vote. Oh, you ate my money, you didn't vote for me. I'll meet you at home. How do you protect them?
There are alternatives now. Lining up behind your candidate, or you voted through the ballot. They won't know who you voted for. With all these things, with the political parties, we know what to do to avert any type of crisis, to make it transparent. You see, you will, either you line up, you will still cast the vote. So what I'm saying is that it is two options. Either you line up or you vote directly. And that is all. As to security-wise, I don't think, because those people in that vicinity, in that ward, they are from that place. Nobody will want to be labeled as a bastard or as a hooligan
So they will comport themselves. You know, whether it is a party or no party, everybody would like to at least to tell the world that they come from a decent home. So I believe
Have
that...
you seen a decent elections in recent times? I'm just asking in Nigeria. That everybody will be orderly. At least you're a politician, you've been there. In fact, you are still in it. Have you seen a decent elections? Everybody obey rules and regulation in recent times.
And that is what we are saying about this delegate thing. Because the people that voted for them, they've all left. But the delegates, they are the one causing the problem, tension, according to my brother here. Because the delegate will be looking for the highest bidder, creating tension. Oh, this one bring 500,000, this one bring 1 million. This you create a sort of insecurity. So if if it is direct and people line up behind their candidate, there will be no tension. There will be no tension. It has been happening, according to my brother, during the NRC and SDP. It has been happening. No tension. There will be no security upside down. What I know is that it will even allow people to, you see them, I saw some, you are talking about Lagos, but I saw some, they will be dancing, it will just be like a carnival, because people are happy to participate, to exercise their franchise, to vote for their own elected, candidate. But when you are using money to buy a delegate, there will be tension. A better candidate may not win the election. Okay. If you agree with me, how many professors do you see that campaign for nomination? No, they can't, because they don't have the money. The way that is not there, they don't have the, but if through this direct primary, you see many intellectuals coming out, because it is not so money oriented exercise. So, but now go and see people Agbo, all those courts carry nomination. Whether you like me or not, I will win, because he has a godfather that will bring millions on his behalf to buy votes. Okay. So it is the best as at now to sanitize the system, according to my brother. You see, to make things, to give people a level playing ground. Nobody will say, they rig it, oh, this one use money to buy it. Where that will cause insecurity and cause mayhem in that society. So that this direct primary is the alternative to all this brigandage that is happening in our society.
All right. Honorable, he's saying that direct primaries will sanitize the system. Now let's go back again to this, in court right now, battle between legislators and, of course, governors. Some are saying that come 2023, there must be a displacement reaction in chemistry. One must displace the other. Maybe a governor that finished his 2 term, he wants to go to legislative, let's say, to become either a senator, or will I say, one of them want to become a rep member, and there must be displacement. The reason why the legislators are doing this is to protect their intended ambition to continue in the House. I don't think there is a point in all of this.
Like I said just now, I said there is no problem over that. But before I go into that, let me clear that there is no system that doesn't have the good and the bad side of it. Whether you talk of direct primary or indirect primary, both sides have their own good side. They have their own bad side. It's for us now to weigh which of these 2 systems has more of the good sides. And that is why, to me, I support direct primary. First one, it will give that opportunity to every party man and woman to be involved and partake in nominating the candidates at any level that will be representing his or her party. That I cannot just say, it was Isibo and Peter that did the nomination. We know that it was not a good candidate. They just go there, they just impress it on us. Everybody is now involved. That is one. Another one is, my brother talked about insecurity. it is more easier to destroy when it is indirect delegates. When it is direct, every ward is involved. You are struggling to make sure that your candidate win in your ward. I'm struggling that in my ward. The other person is struggling. Who is coming to come and disrupt? In direct primary, before I become a coordinator to any candidate, I must make sure that that candidate is very credible. Otherwise, when we now go there, we will now see, like you said just now, you see those who are credible, having credible candidate dancing. You that have no question mark the candidate or whatever, you will be ashamed. And that is where there you see some people joining the people right there. Say, that is true. This man is too popular. He's too good. I have been so good to people. There is no, it reduces the crime because everybody is now involved. They are all happy. And mark you, it is party-based nomination as at that stage. It is not general election now. And that is why, like I always said, Babangida that time, make it. Why NRC is doing their own, the SDP is doing their own the same day. So that I cannot go to, like you said just now, as at that time, I think knowing the number of political parties, members, we are not too, but like this time now, we in the PDP have started e-registration. Every member will know ourselves, we know those who are members. So with me, you cannot come from APC or any other party or even from the market women to say you are a member. No, a member is no. So therefore, it is easy. Error of not knowing the number, the type of number of members you have is no longer there. So let me come right to your question that the feud between the National Assembly or whatever, no. The National Assembly we talk about, they all rose to Abuja through the help of the governor, deputy governor, whoever, all the members of the party, to make sure that he wins and move to Abuja. Like I said, a chief executive that is very popular, that is doing the will of the people, doing all his electoral promises to the people, we always get the day, whether by direct or indirect. If he's saying, I have observed that, yes, I want to hand over to Wilson because I've seen Wilson that he on my program, every other thing, will be able to carry it on and even improve on it. People will accept because he has performed. So that depends on performance. As a National Assembly, you are not a chief executive. Yes, if you are there, you are be a dollar, you have nobody, none of your constituency members have seen you even speaking or even raising emotion or talking of the welfare, how the security that we are having can become, or whatever, how unemployment can become, or whatever, passing a very good law in the National Assembly, and you say you want to go back, and you are saying that the blame is on governor that is not allowing you. That is not, it's not true. So therefore, that will not arise at all, because it will only give room to a credible candidate to emerge.
You heard him. It just allayed the fear of not having a complete database. He talked about his party undergoing e-registration to know all members, no matter where you are. If you're a member, you are in the database. Senate security will, be nipped in the bud, and everybody will be there struggling to get their own candidates there. Nobody will have time to start intimidating anyone. Ojo?
Well, for me, talking about, I know PDP have started their registration, and it's a welcome development. But we're in Nigeria, remember. Do you know there are a lot of people who are in in different political parties at the same time? They are members in different political parties because they don't have it, they are not contesting, so their own is just anywhere there's food, So how do you correct that? That's one.
The party A and it's still party B.
So if you're telling me, okay, let's direct primary, I can still vote in a PDP primary, and I'll still go to Labour Party and I'll vote there also. There are a lot of people there. We all see what happens during elections. You see a politician going to campaign in an area, and you see a lot of people. You just be wondering, this guy is so popular, and on election day you wonder what happened. There's no vote. They didn't vote for him. What happened? But when they are doing their campaign, man, this guy has a lot of followers. I don't know if you understand. We all know how politicians mobilize. So if they can mobilize to campaign grounds, what stops them from mobilizing to their wards just to vote for them? And like my father, my right hand said just now, he said the Lagos case, which I've always been saying, that is an isolated case. But we also what happened in Zamfara State. We also what happened in River State. So Lagos State was not an isolated case. It's just one from the rest of the cases. You understand? And again, my father in my left hand side.
They're both your fathers.
Yeah, they're my fathers. Yeah, I'm honored being around them. You know?
Yeah.
So he said, if a governor is popular, let's be frank with ourselves. Was Ambode not popular? Was he not popular? He was popular. But you know, like I said that the first time I came here, I said, the person who is in charge of the party structure in the state or in the world or in the federal level dictates whoever he wants to be there. So if he is telling his followers, his foot soldiers, this is who I want, there's nothing you can do about it. Ambode was popular in Lagos. He tried his best. But we all knew what happened later. So that's, for me, I don't support that direct primaries. For me, let the political parties...
And it was a direct primaries in Lagos too.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Ambode was so popular. Do you know a lot of Lagosians, see today they are still missing him. I'm not campaigning for him or whatsoever. But what I'm saying is, let political parties do whatever they want. That's their business. It's not for the National Assembly to tell them how to conduct their primaries.
All right. Ambode was popular, really.
I want to react to that.
But he has the floor. Just okay, go ahead.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
When I said popular, person very popular
yeah.
and accepted by his people, popularity, like he's saying it now, is taking it just to one-sided. If I'm popular, traditional ruler in my local government, they must all see me as a very good candidate. Market women must all see me as a very good candidate. The leaders of my parties across all the political worlds must see me as a very good person. And if all accepted me, that will not arise like he's saying. Probably about they just look one-sided and leave the other side.
Okay,
so you want to be popular all around.
All around. Yes. The political class and of course the membership class, you must be popular. Well, you heard him, you just explained the reason why, but they do popular in some aspect, not in all aspects.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's why I said the people in charge of the political structure in that place, in that area, they take whoever they want.
That means you must be popular also with them.
How are you going to be popular with them if not, if you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to be loyal to them, or you have to, you understand?
And that's the popularity also with them. By being loyal, you're popular to them.
What I'm saying, sir, I'm not saying being loyal to them is a bad idea.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, for me, the National Assembly, they don't have any business with what our political parties, you understand? What we should be discussing here is they should be discussing about independent candidates. If there is a bill for that I can just wake up tomorrow and I'll say, okay, I want to become the governor of Edo State, without me stressing myself to go to any political parties, I think that one is even better.
Let me stick on him to the young man.
Dr. Simon,
you have seen a situation here. It's my in-law. Patiently is awake. You are seeing a situation now, where a national party chairman, somebody from because he just have a clique of his ward executive, say suspending, because there is already a sample from that of APC national chairman is now out. Just one person making that move to remove a person, because if I don't like you, because I'm now a chief executive, because I just go to your ward, just give them something. They just write and say that you are being suspended, and the court will say you are the rightful executive to do it. If everybody is now involved, such act will not come up again.
Such will not come up. Well, Ojo, just hold on. Just take note of what they're saying and you react to it. All right. Now, Dr. Samson is civil. You heard them. Now, let's go to the bigger picture. We're talking about, states right now. Some are saying the reason why this is happening is because of 2023. If we go about the geometry in Nigeria, one sector, they have the highest number of voters, of delegates, cutting across political parties. According to analysis, the northern region, they have population. Hence, if you go at direct primaries, they will be able to dictate who becomes a flag bearer for any political parties, giving to the number of party members they have up there when compared to other regions in Nigeria. 2023 in view. Take it up from there.
Thank you very much. Before then, I just want to react little to what this my brother
Ojo is like
he made mention. It
yes.
has been a good point that
yes.
Some people will vote in party A. When it is the turn of party B, they will
rush down because they're members.
That is what we call democracy. They can go. But
for real?
It's not. Wait a minute. But it's not possible right now because each party they have their own database. They will bring their party registration something come out before you can be or before you can line up or before you can vote. So that one is not workable.
But it's like each party they don't compare database. That's what he's saying, that they don't compare.
Why?
I mean, being this local government, APC, in one local government, or being PDP.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
So I can even use my own party as an example. During the last governorship election, we did a delegate or something. Did you know? Right from Abuja, the so-called national chairman phoned that no, he's bringing somebody to be the governorship candidate, whom we didn't know. But we at the grassroots, we brought our delegates to vote for a particular person. But somewhere from above, the national chairman said no, this will be there. That's how we ended it. And we didn't see this man until a few days to the election. When we were about to know him, we just saw a signboard in his father's house. Put it there. Governorship candidate of social party. We can't control him. After the election, what he did is that he ran to court to file a case against the winning candidate. So what I'm saying is that the direct primary will not allow that.
All right.
So as to what you said,
2023.
That population figure you are giving is not is still under
scrutiny.
No, yes, we not
but all that's what we have
not
now.
The section of the country that agree with that population that people from the north they are more than we. You know, in the past, the northerners when they are doing this their census, they will use goat, cow, as part of their that's why you don't have the proof of
because according to database, they have the numbers.
They don't have it. They are just manipulating. Since independence, we've never had a credible censor. So let us put that on apart.
You cannot say we don't have a credible censor, please.
Which one is credible? Is it 1963 or 1967?
The National Population Commission, they are starting with the responsibility of getting our population figures known, and they've done that.
Well, we're still under sort of scrutiny. It's not yet, we didn't agree on that. Even the 200 plus a million they say we are. It's not it's just a conjecture of this thing. It's not the reality. So let us come to the so-called population.
Yeah.
Yes, if you are popular, you want to be the president of this country, it doesn't matter. The people, and again, let me come to that aspect of the northern having the greatest number of voters.
Yes.
You know, the north you are talking about now, they are already divided. We have the middle belt, we have the northeast, northwest, so they don't go together again. So if you are popular as a presidential candidate, you can, if you know how to sell your votes. I mean, sell your candidacy or your what do they call it? Your testimony. They will get votes. You see, from so far it is from your party. You will get people that will still vote for you from other regions, other zones, not from only your own. Even see the one that is happening in APC now. Bola Tinubu, you thought he will get the vote from the Southwest. It's not so.
Honorable Samson, we are not here to talk about who will get vote or who will not get. We're here to campaigning for or against.
Yes, I'm just using that as an example.
Let's just leave it at that.
I will put it aside.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, so you are the one that started it, thinking that they not because they not say they are in they have the highest population, they will not vote for people from the south.
No, I said they will determine it if you use direct primaries.
No, it is already enshrined in our party constitution that when the southern has it, the northern will get it in the next time. But this time around, the north are ruling. So the best thing is for the south to take the gun. Right. But if you allow the north to get it again, things will not all go well for the country. So we want sanity, we want justice, we want fairness. We don't want one particular ethnic coloration that they are from. They are, being that you said they are in majority, they continue to impose themselves on us. It won't work. All right. So we want the country to be sanitized democratically.
Right. Well, a point of correction, I'm not talking about imposition, I'm talking about determining the outcome. Because some of the opinion that when you talk about registration of voters, this northern region take it more serious than we here. They go out there, registered, get everything done about politics. Some of our youths here on the registration, whatever they're doing, they're playing football. They take it more serious in the northern part than the southern part. Honorable, over to you.
Thank you very much, Wilson. You know, like my leader always say, yes, that my leader, Honorable Charles Idausa, we always say that there is a political north and there is no political south.
Political north, no political south.
No political south.
Right.
Political north, and that is what you have just said. That the northerners are always very serious in arrangement of anything that relate to politics and whatever. We in the south, we don't have it. When you talk about the population just now, like you see, boss said, I don't believe that they are more than us. I don't believe that.
But that's what the record says.
When you look at the record of registrations everywhere, state by state, yes, some of the states are having a very large registration. But when you now look at the real votes on the voting day, the results, they cannot even muzzle half of what they said they have registered. You understand? So that is it's a problem, and I believe gradually we are going to get there. It's going to be, and that is why I'm supporting the National Assembly over this direct primary, because me, I believe, is one of the steps that will bring sanities into political space in the country. And I believe as we move on, the area of manipulation of population or whatever you have with development in science and every other thing, it will gradually be going down. People are being saying electronic voting, counting of vote through electronic system. It cannot work, cannot do. Why? Yes, it can work, because almost every area the handset is working. If the handset is working, therefore the system can work. If we, the Nigerians, want it to work. And if there is regulation by will of act from the National Assembly and become law, and I believe that system will bring sanitary into it. That will determine actually whether or not the population we are talking about from one area or from one state to the other is actually correct. He said something just now about National Population Commission. But no, I don't. They don't even have the figure of the population.
But you are not there, so you don't know. According to them, they have the record.
That is my own. Yeah, that is my own. That is my
your
own
opinion. I know, but they say that's their job.
Yes, that quite correct. Because if you look at it from this registration of election or whatever, say 18 years and above.
Yeah.
And we know the population of those who are not up to 18. When you even marry together, you say that, no, I don't want to go to that area. But like I said, the problem is that we are going to beg all our leaders in the South to wake up to their responsibility. If they really wake up to their responsibility and not just self. Let's have a political South. If we have a political South, and I believe this problem we are talking about will.
Okay, now if you take a look at the legislatures, take a look at the Senate, and of course House of Representatives, you get to realize that the northern region, the northern actually have more number. And if you go also by political trend, whether you like it or not, according to records that we have right now, they are more serious in politics. Don't you think with this direct primary, you're able to manipulate positively, negatively, whatever they choose to do? The ball is in their court because of the number they have.
Considering how Nigeria is right now, fine. Both fathers just said that northern population is not that much.
Because he said, how do you throw that word again? Political north and not political south. Yes, and that's what is happening right now.
I would disagree a little. Let me put it like that.
All right.
We all know how northerners, how they procreate, like they give birth every time. But again, if you look at Nigeria, I feel like the southern part of Nigeria, we have this more media coverage compared to the north. So direct primaries might be. Okay, now you just hold on. You continue with that line of thought after this break. Do not go away. We'll be right back. It's all about direct primaries, controversies emerging, and of course 2023 election. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for staying tuned. It's all about the controversies generated by the direct primary proposal and of course 2023 elections in view. Well, I have wonderful analysts here with me in the studio sharing their thoughts and opinion about the preference of direct primaries, or better still indirect primaries. Don't forget that one clergyman and of course a politician said for you to occupy the #1 seat in this country, you must consult with the North. Jenny Bakari said that on the pages of the newspaper. He has a reason for saying that. Do you think this is like an offshoot of the battle between direct and indirect primaries? Because according to what we have right now, the records, there are more voters in the North when compared to the South. The more of you disagree with that, but according to the record, that's what it is right now. Over to you, Ojo. Like I said before, like I said just now, I said, for me, I believe the Northerners are more than us in terms of population. And talking about these direct primaries, to some extent, it will work. Let's say to work in the southern part compared to the northern region. Because for me, I feel there is more media present in the south. So a lot of politicians from the south would definitely want to play by the rules to some extent. But you can compare it to the north, whereby a lot of deserts and there's no media coverage over there. So they can always manipulate. And considering right now, we just...
no, we don't agree that they will manipulate because they tell you they have the numbers.
Considering right
because
now...
you use the word manipulate, right now, we don't manipulate. Right now, this is what it is.
I don't know if we've started it or we've already built it. We are constructing a railway line straight to Maradi. So this is even an open border. We just opened our border for some aliens to come in, and you know how they've been doing it before now. So we even giving this opportunity to start doing direct primaries. It will give space for, it will give rooms for non-Nigerians, not even from every other part. I'm talking about the northern part. For non-Nigerians to have this opportunity to even, before you they'll just come over through our border, and before you know it, the Northerners, anybody they chose, will be your next president.
Anyway, we just can't ascertain that fact. But that aliens will come in to vote. We just can't attain that fact.
If it's indirect primaries, every region well, if the two political parties will have a quota or numbers of delegates that will come from every region, at least it will be balanced. Compared to, there might be an election tomorrow and they will say they produce about 80 million, 90 million votes through direct primaries. You can't fight them because we don't, in Nigeria, we don't have this correct population census. Yeah, we don't have it. And I'll go back to what my father said just now. He said one man just signed the suspension of a national chairman at the time.
And it happened.
Yes.
And he said that can really check this.
Because he said politics is local. So that one is so different. Because they all have their own positions. I'm not in any political parties, but
all right.
Yeah, I just want to clear that notion.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I think when we're talking of population, there's something. Yes, some state
voting population.
Yeah, voting.
Yes.
May be having more voting population than the rest. But direct primary or whatever they are doing now is an amendment to the existing law. The existing law have already said that before you can become a president, you must win at least 2/3 of the states in the federation. If you are a governor, you must win 2/3 of the local government that make up that state. Therefore, if Edo State is having the highest population in the country, and I win only Edo State, and the number that I have is even higher than somebody that have 2/3 of the spread of the state, of the country.
Yeah.
That person that have 2/3 across the is going to be declared the winner. Not mean that have just one state with millions of votes. So therefore, I believe those who are doing the amendment are going to look into all these areas.
Now they look into it now.
Because the existing law, the law that have been there have said so.
Now that is for the general election. Talking about bringing of candidates right now.
Yes,
everybody gets involved.
That is what I'm saying.
But the person you're talking about,
that is what I'm saying. That this they must add it.
Okay, they have to add it to it.
If I want to be a president, nomination in a APC or PDP or whatever party, I must win 2/3 of the states in the federation.
Okay.
Not that I just because I'm from this area and I have brought people from Cameroon or whatever to sway my population here. No.
I don't think that would be possible.
That would be possible.
But right now, it is not in the Constitution.
Yes.
So they will say go by 2/3. It's by the population they see, the number they see, according to what we're saying when we talk about direct primaries.
Because in Lagos, there was nothing like 2/3.
So, Honorable Isibo, you heard what Honorable Napoleon talked about. They said that should be included to really make it viable. But as we speak right now, it's not there. So
I agree with you. It should be there. It has been there before.
It has been there.
That's what thought. It has been there.
that is for the general election, not for the delegate itself.
Even right from NPN and UPN days, when Akindele UPN went to call for 2/3 of the population of the whatever of the state. So it has been there. It's only that when we want to do manipulation, then that we throw that one aside. We don't follow the constitution, we say it by mouth. So I think it is the right thing to do. 2/3, not based on the highest votes.
So they should bring it in now.
Yes.
But with the stipulated time, can it be done?
Yes.
Because when the thing is close by, and what you suggested right now is not even in the bill given to the president.
The electoral law or the electoral act has
They are amended. Just wait for the president to sign. That's
there's
all.
No way our politicians, I'm sorry, sir, our politicians, there's no way they will add that one to it because
it will definitely affect them. It what suits them, they normally go for.
They can do it, you don't know their mind.
You see, that is why I agree with you just now. When you were talking about the arrangement, political arrangement in the North is more superb than that of the South.
Yeah.
And that is why I told you, referring from my leader, that if we have a political South and we are taking the way you are talking about, therefore, before that act should be given to the president, they must say this one must be included. 2/3 of the spread of the country, of the state in the country. Not just whoever that will have the highest number of
We should follow our zoning formula. That one will still work. if you say the South should produce the president, whether you have the highest votes over there or not, the South will have it. If you say it is not that we produce the president, whether you have the highest vote in the South or the North will produce it. If we should be very, very orderly in whatever we do. We should not try to sidetrack others, which can lead to so many things. So I believe that based on what we've said, 2/3 of Nigeria, that means 2/3 of the states in Nigeria should be the yardstick.
Is that in the constitution? Is that in the constitution? We're not talking about the general election right now.
It has been there. It has been there. Though I have not checked it. It has been there because right from ages, that 2/3 has been there. It's still there till now. Even the recent governorship election in Anambra, they still mentioned the 2/3.
That's general election. I'm talking about delegates now going for direct primaries.
Okay.
Is it not by numbers? It is not by people. It's not with the 2/3 of states or anything. Okay. These are delegates coming together. So don't they will go by numbers?
Yeah, I think they should. They should.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to have your last line on this discussion because people like saying that despite the fact that there is a kind of squabble between legislators and of course the governors, both of you say there's no trouble. If you're popular, you are popular. Now they now raise the bar saying it's like it's going to be between the northern region and of course the southern region. Talk about political inclination. According to what we have right now, they are more political north and non-political south. I mean, putting all this together, 1 minute each, what advice do you have for Nigerians? Over to you, Honorable.
My advice is that we have to be patient. We have to cooperate within ourselves. The direct primary they are pushing forward. Let's try it because the good thing of democracy is there is always other day for any change. And if we start with the direct primary within a short time we see that there is a problem, it can equally be amended. By the
all right. Thank you so much, Honorable Napoleon Agbama, one-time chairman of the local government. I really appreciate you coming on today's show.
Thank you very much.
1 minute, your last line.
For me, direct primary is not my thing.
I'm talking about the first time we tried it was MKO.
Yeah.
MKO Tofa. MKO was already a popular candidate. We all knew how many times they conducted primaries and it was cancelled. That was Yaradua, late Yaradua, won one of the primaries. It was cancelled. So they were already, MKO Abiola was already positioned for that presidency. So that direct primary was not really the what made him win that election. It was already the favorite candidate.
All right.
So for me, let every political parties deal with themselves, and I prefer independent candidates.
Okay. Thank you so much, Joe. Honorable Samson Isibo, your last line.
Well, I prefer the direct primary because it will eliminate the money politics to the BRS minimum and it will bring up a credible candidate instead of those that are credible, that are not having the money to buy votes, to buy delegates. They can now come out and show their stuff, and it will work for our democracy.
Thank you so much, Dr. Samson Isibo. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for your analysis. Well, you've heard them. It depends on Mr. President right now to put pen to paper to say yes, he approves the proposal of the legislature talking about signing in for a direct primary. Some are saying we have to wait and see if it's going to work. Don't forget that the opinions on this platform today is theirs. It has nothing to do with ITV, but we did our best possible to follow rules and regulations governing the airwaves. That's it from us here in the studio. We're saying have a wonderful Sunday. Bye for now.